Hi friends, welcome to RP Taking Prabhu this side. This is a part 8 for Azure Data Factory playlist video series. In part 6 and 7, we have been saw the what is the parameterized link service and parameterized data set in Azure Data Factory. So considering those points, I am going to create one parameterized data factory which will utilize the parameterized data set and parameterized link service. So after watching this video, I will provide you assurity that you will be able to create the any or first ADF pipeline using those concepts. Okay, so first let me give you the concept of what is parameterized pipeline. So parameterized means pass the dynamic value during the runtime to the any parameter which have been created in data factory or link service or data sets. Okay, so why we are going to use the parameterized pipeline concept? Suppose one scenario is there. We have one SQL server, Azure SQL server database, and we are having 10 different databases, and we need to fetch the data from different databases considering the different tables. So in that case or in that scenario, we need to create the separate link services, separate data set for each database and each table. So to avoid this work duplication or to save the time, we are introducing the parameterized pipeline concept in Azure Data Factory. So quickly jump into the actual demo. Okay, so let me open the Data Factory pipeline. So this is the home, and here this is the Manage tab, and in Manage tab this is the link service which I have been created. So uh, this is already I have created. This is the parameterized link service and all things. So to understand you better, so let me quickly start with creating the new link service. Okay, so here we need to search for Azure SQL Server. Okay, I'm just typing Azure SQL. So this is the Azure SQL database. You need to press on the continue. So here it will ask the integration runtime, as this is the default, right? We have only one integration runtime, and after that it will ask the credential, means server name and all thing. Okay, so suppose I have added the hard coded values, server name, database name, and username, password. It will be the only useful for that particular database and for that particular server. So my concern is to create the dynamic link service. So what we need to do here, we need to create the parameters and we need to pass the values during runtime. So let quickly start with the dynamic things. Okay, so click on add dynamic content. So it will ask to create one parameter. So here provide the server name as a parameter. So just leave the default value blank, press save. Okay, after that here you need to add this parameter in expression. Okay, so yeah, I have just evaluated, press okay. Okay, so this is completed for server name. Now I need to do the database also dynamically. Okay, so what I will do, I will click on this plus symbol. Okay, so I will just provide the db name as a parameter. So I will leave as the blank. Okay, so press on the save. So again I need to evaluate this db name in this expression. Okay, so guys, please keep the patience because this video is going to be a bit long, but this is very informative. Okay, so after that I need to select the authentication. I have selected the SQL authentication. Here for username, also I am going to create the dynamic parameter. So I will just name it as a user name. Okay, I will just leave the default value as a blank. Okay, after username, here once created you need to again add the username in the expression. Okay, I have just evaluated that and press okay. So last thing is the password. So click on the add dynamic content, click on plus symbol. Here I will just name it as a password. Okay, so this is the live demo, so please keep in mind it will time consuming. Otherwise I have already created a link service, but I want to show you live things, right? Okay, so it's useful if you creating the new dynamic things. Okay, I have just evaluated this password thing. Okay, okay, let me check these things. Okay, we have completed link service, db name, server name, all thing. Okay, let me validate first. So we need to validate test connection. So here we need to pass the parameters. Okay, so I have parameter things on notepad. First let me copy the server name. Okay, I will pass the server name right now for testing purpose only. So this is the server name. Okay. Now the DB name is RPTech is the DB name. So this is the test DB. So okay. So here username would be the I have created one SS SQL Server database. This is the username and password will be the okay. So try to create the password using the keyword, but right now it's a non-production or it's a non-business critical. So I have created in parameter only. Okay, so it's a testing connection. Okay, yeah, you can see the test connection is succeeded. So press on create. Once we have created things, it will automatically created. So I will just delete this first one. So to avoid the confusion. Okay, so it is not going to delete. Just leave it. Okay. So here we have created this link service. Now we need to create the parameterized pipeline. So before that, I will create the parameterized data set, which will utilize in Azure Data Factory. Okay. So click on the data set thing here, data set. Click on the data set. First, we have one data set. We just check this data set. Okay. Okay. This is already created, but I will just show you the live things. So just delete this first thing. Okay. I have deleted this. Okay, now just place on publishing changes. Okay, so it will become lengthy video. Just try to keep the patience. Okay, so please click on the dataset, new dataset. So I need to create the dataset for Azure SQL. Okay, Azure SQL database. Please press on the continue. So here it will ask the link service name. So I have created Azure SQL 2. Okay. So here we need to pass the table name. This will become hard coded. So our motto of this video is to create the dynamic things. Okay. Press OK. Once click on this thing, here we have things. These are the parameter which we have been created in link services. Okay. Now I need to pass those parameter through dataset. So this is the dataset. Okay, and these are the I just hide these things. Okay, so now for this parameterized things I need to pass those things through the dataset. Okay, so dataset also needed the connection details, database name, table name, all thing. Okay, so here for table name also we need a dynamic thing. Okay, so what I will do, I will create the parameters. Okay, so these are the parameters from the link service. Now I need to create the parameters for dataset. So what I will do, I will create first server name from dataset. Okay, dataset one thing. Next, I will create the database name from dataset. Then password from dataset. Then next, I will create the user name from data set. Okay, I have created four parameters. Okay, now here I will provide the values to this data set, any hard coded things, right? So it will now these parameters we need to map to the link service. So how that things will perform, let's see. Now these are the parameters from link service. Okay, and these are the from data set. We need to do mapping. So what I will do, I will just add the dynamic content. Okay, so first thing, what is the parameter? Server name. I need to map the server name from dataset to the link services. Okay, where is the server name? Yeah, server name dataset. Press OK. After the DB name from dataset, where is the DB name? Okay, so database. No, DB name. Where is the DB name? DB name, username. Sorry, yeah, database name from dataset. Now username from dataset. Username from dataset. Last one is the password from dataset. Okay, so password dataset. Now we have done, we have mapped the dataset parameters to the link service parameters. So last thing is this dataset will point to the any particular table from database. So in that case, suppose I have passed only one thing, it will pick the only one single table. Okay, so to avoid this, what I will do, I will create one more parameter. So for that you need to press on the click. So you just add the schema name dynamically or anything. Right now I will just pass the hard coded. So here you can add the dynamic content. So we need to create the table name also from parameter. So what I will do, I will create one more parameter, data data set and table name. Okay, so I will just leave it blank. So what I will do, I will evaluate this expression data set table. Okay, so press okay. So now we have done with this. We have created the five parameters. Okay, so you can check here parameters. We have one, two, three, five parameters. So now we have done with the parameterized link service and parameterized data set. Okay, now we can utilize these things in parameterized Azure Data Factory. Okay, so where is the copy activity pipeline? Just I will just try to remove this because I need to publish these changes. Okay, so let me try to publish. Okay. Once this completed, we will start with the end-to-end ADF pipeline. Okay, so I think you are clear with the requirement. We have created one data set, one link services. Now we can utilize those data set and link services in actual pipeline. So okay, I will close these things. Okay. So you can check here. This is our one data set, and here in manage tab we have link services. So what I will do, I will delete this first. So to make the clear understanding, I will delete first one. Okay, so I have deleted this thing. Now we'll start with the actual demo. I will create one pipeline. So what is my requirement? First we can understand. I have one database and I have one server. And I need to fetch data from two different tables. So considering hard-coded things, in that case, we need to create two data sets. Okay. So using parameterized data set, I will create only single data set. Okay. And I will utilize that data set for two different tables. So just quickly check with the demo. Okay, so I will create the pipeline, new pipeline, take the copy activity. Okay, so this is the copy activity. Okay, so I will just minimize this portion. Okay, so source is the what is our SQL. So I will just click this link service. Okay, and here we have this this number of I will just minimize these things. Okay, so this is the these are the things here. Whatever we have five parameters. Okay, so now again these are the parameters from data set. Now I need to pass these all things from ADF, means ADF pipeline. So this is the concept of parameterized ADF. So I need to pass all the values dynamically through pipeline. So what I will do, I will create five more parameters for on the pipeline level. Okay, so first create pipeline server. Okay, I will create five parameters: pipeline server, pipeline database. The next is the pipeline user. Next, pipeline password. Next will be the pipeline table. Okay, so these are the five parameters. Now what I want to do, I need to map these pipeline parameters with the data set. Okay, so these are five parameters from data set. So what I will do, I will just map those parameters with the data set. Okay, so what I will do, I will just map those parameters. Server data, server name. So what I will do, pipeline server name, I will map this pipeline server name with the data set server name. Now data, what is this parameter? Database name. Now I will map the database name. Where is the database name? Yeah, this is the pipeline database. Okay, so last is third is the password. So what I will do, where is the password thing? Pipeline user, pipeline password. I will map this with the pipeline password. Next is the username. So simply pipeline. Oh, just remove this username. Where is the user? User, yeah, pipeline user. I will just map. And last one is the data set pipeline with the pipeline table. Where is the pipeline table? Yeah, so I have done with the mapping. So we have mapped these five parameters with the source data set. So the requirement is clear, right? So I have created five parameters and I will pass the any table name which is pointing to the one database and from one server. Now I need to sync, means I need to write this data in somewhere, right? So what I will do in sync, what I will select, I will just, so what is my scenario? Now I have one table. So this is the test table. Okay. So we have three records. What I will do, I will read the data from this table and I will again write the data into the same table. So in sync also, I will keep the same target. Okay. So what I will do, I will just select the same data set. Okay. And I will do again mapping. Okay. Same. So connection are same for the sync as well. So what I will do, I will add the dynamic content server. Where is the pipeline server? First thing, database is the second thing. Pipeline database. Where is the pipeline database? Okay. Third is the password. Okay. Third is the, where is the password? Password. Okay. Pipeline password. Okay. Third is the username. Where is the username? Yeah, I just map, and last one is the table name. Okay. So where is the table name? Pipeline table. Okay, I have done with the mapping. So you can check. I will just publish this thing. Okay. So we have created one pipeline. What it will do? It will pick dynamically table name from any database. Right now I am using single database, right? So I will just, if you wanted, I will extend this scenario in next video. But I hope you will get the better or clear understanding how we can create the dynamic pipeline, dynamic data set, dynamic link service. Okay, so right now you can see here we have only three records in this table. I'll just read the data from same table and write the data into same table. Now I'll just try to debug the pipeline. Okay, so these are the parameters. We are not passing the single value in data set or link service. We will directly pass those value at the pipeline level, right? So what I will do, I will just take these values. Okay. So if you want, you can remove from any other places. If you want to check on the manage tab, where is the manage? Here we have passed, I think so, right? So if you want, you can remove from these places. Okay, you can remove because these are the, this is not hard coded. So these all are dynamic. Okay, okay. We have removed these all things. Okay. Now you can come back into area pipeline. So I will pass the values dynamically. So what is the pipeline server name means? It will, this is the server name. Okay, it will assume automatically pass to the dataset and link service. Okay, so what is database name? Architect is the database name. Okay, and what is the username? Username is a Prabhu. Okay, so I will just write Prabhu. And what is the password? Prabhu at the rate 1234. And what is the table name? Right now I will just pass dynamically. Just check. I am not passing hard coded. I will just pass dynamically this test table name. Okay. Okay, so I have executed this pipeline, just monitor. Okay, so right now here before executing we have only three records. After execution completed, you must see the six records, right? It will read the data and it will again write the data. Okay, you can see the copy activity completed. Okay, if you want to check these things, you can check the how data is transferred. And if you want to check the parameters, right, what is the parameters? Okay, here we will able to see the, okay, how many rows reads and all things. Okay, so let me quickly check the data. Okay, yeah, you can check the data is dumped into this table. It's become 6. Okay.